Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Breaking out of my shell. I am Shelly Shell. What's going on, everybody? I'm just hopping on today, really having a little brief conversation, sharing some encouragement. It's a nice, beautiful day here in Myrtle Beach. Well, I'm actually in Surfside Beach, which is still a part of Horry County. If you watched any of my videos, you know I live in South Carolina. Surfside Beach is part of Horry County. So I'm just coming out here chilling today, meditating, sticking my feet in the water, checking out the ocean. You see that right behind me? We got the ocean going on at the pier. So that's what I'm doing today. Really just put my feet in the water and getting cold, meditate and listen to deep ocean breeze. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful day. What I wanted to come on and talk about today was self-care. So we throw that term around so much these days, self-care. But self-care can mean different things for different people. For me, today it's taking time away from the hustle and bustle of life. I'm a Gen Xer, as you know, 55, almost 56 years old, living in South Carolina. Just a little bit of background about me and how I got here to South Carolina. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. I wanted a change in life. I wanted to experience something different. I have two children. Between the two children, I have three granddaughters. So my children are grown, married or on their own and doing what they, doing what they want. I'm a single person, and so I was living I was born and raised there. The thing about what brought me to South Carolina at the time, it was the height of the pandemic back in October 2021. Life was changing for many people, and it was definitely changing for me too. I've always wanted to do something different, but was always a little fearful of change, because I was just so used to being where I was. When you're used to something and you get stuck with that notion that you have to be there, your mindset, you got to change your mindset. So what happened with me, I always said I'm never going to leave Detroit. I'm always going to be a Detroiter. I was born and raised here. Why would I go anywhere else? This is all I know, But you got to change your mindset. So I was, I'm 55 now, so I was going on 56. I think I was 52, maybe going on 53 or something to that nature when I decided. So what happened was I actually wanted to move to the Dominican Republic, become a missionary over there, but the pandemic hit, and that kind of threw my plans off. And to be honest, I can't even say that I had plans in motion, because at that time I was working, so I was really dreaming. I wanted to do it, but I really didn't put forth the effort to do it. I kept saying, that's where I'm gonna go, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move to the Dominican Republic and do my ministry over there. But really, it was just saying something, you know. I put in some, I did inquire, you know, but I didn't put in the action. I didn't put in the work, you know. I didn't put my plan into action. So anyway, the pandemic hit, and I was renting a room from a friend of mine, and my friend, she got sick with the COVID, and it kind of took her down. So she ended up having to leave her home and go with her daughter. Move to another state and go with her daughter, which, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But in her doing that, it changed in her life. It also changed my life, and it put me in a bad situation because I didn't have any savings. I was working as a caregiver. I wasn't prepared to go anywhere else. I couldn't afford to go anywhere else either. And so I'm out here like, okay, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I have been talking about moving to Myrtle Beach anyway. I was gonna do it around December 2022. Again, I was talking, you know. I can't say that I was wholeheartedly serious about it. I think it was still in the dreaming stage, you know. So I wasn't I was kind of putting plans into action. I was getting my credit straight. I purchased a new car, you know, and I was going to start saving. Now, I don't know if 2022 December would have rolled around, if I would have made the move. I don't know that I would have did that. And I'm just being honest. So what ended up happening though, like I said, the COVID happened. My friend that I was rooming with, renting rooms from, got sick, and she was giving up her house. You know, she was gonna rent out the whole house to somebody, so she didn't really give it up, but she wasn't gonna stay there anymore, and I couldn't afford to stay. It was a huge home, and I couldn't afford to stay there. You know, financially, I was not prepared for anything. I was still working again as a caregiver, and I was doing okay. I was able to pay my bills, what little bills I had, the rent and the car note, the insurance, and whatever. But I didn't have anything saved up to move. So when she told me that she had to go, and that her daughter was coming to get her, you know, this was in July of 2021, and she said her daughter was coming to get her by September the 1st, and I'm like, whoa, that's like 6 weeks. I don't have anywhere to go. Now, granted, yeah, I have children, you know, but they had their own lives, and you know, I'm like, I don't want to go and be a burden on my children, you know. My mother, she was here, but I didn't want to go and be a burden on her either. She, you know, she's got her own little spot. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to, where am I going to go? I really couldn't afford to pay the high rents, and, you know, rent was going up, and things was crazy during that era. They still are. So I'm thinking, how am I going to get, you know, where am I going to go? That was my thing. And something clicked in my mind, and I said, you know what? I want to go to move to Myrtle Beach. Now, mind you, this is 6 weeks out. I'm like, yeah, I want to move to Myrtle Beach. So I got online and I started looking, you know, searching apartments and prices and stuff. And I wanted to be down here by the ocean, which I can see why. It's beautiful. They got homes and apartments and different stuff, condos and stuff down here. And so this is where I wanted to be, is at the ocean. I wanted to be able to walk out my door and stick my feet in the sand, or at least, you know, look out my balcony But I had never been here before, never visited or anything, so I had no idea what the prices of those things would be like. I used to watch a show called Beach Trail Bargain Hunt, and that inspired me to want to live at the beach. I'm like, I don't know if I would have ever did it had the at the time that I did it, or even by December 2022, because like I said, I had this fear, fear of change and major change. And so I'm thinking to myself, I want to go and move to Myrtle Beach. So I started telling people, I started saying it out loud to people, I'm moving to Myrtle Beach, I'm moving to Myrtle Beach. So people started listening to me, and then that made it real to me, and I'm like, okay, I'm telling people I'm moving to Myrtle Beach, now I gotta act on it. So I'm speaking it out loud rather than dreaming it inside or thinking it inside. I'm speaking it out loud, and it's making it more and more. I'm convincing myself to tell you the truth. So that's right. I'm convincing myself that this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm telling my friends, I'm telling my kids, I'm telling my parents, I'm telling everybody, my congregation. I'm letting everybody know this is what I'm getting ready to do. And again, I didn't have any money saved up and no idea, where to move to, because I had never been here before. So eventually what happened was I had a friend in Detroit who was from South Carolina, and they ring me up and they're like, hey, I hear you trying to go to Myrtle Beach, and I'm like, or they said, I hear you trying to go to South Carolina, is what they said to me. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm online, I have no idea what I'm looking at, and so she says, where are you trying to go? And I said, well, I want to go to Myrtle Beach, but when I'm looking at these one-bedroom or studio apartments, it's a little out of my price range. So I'm trying to look for some areas that might be near the beach. It's not, not too far where I could drive or whatever. And I've seen this little town online called Conway, and it looks, it looks pretty cool. It says it's about 15 miles from the beach, and hey, that'll be cool, Well, my friend happened to know somebody in Conway, and so they got on the phone, they called them, and she called me back with the number, and I called them, and I'm like, okay, it's just, and they were excited because they were like, hey, yeah, we got a house that's open and ready for rent. Now, mind you, I only wanted a studio apartment, so, they come call, when I called them, they had this a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Conway, South Carolina, which Conway is part of Horry County. You gotta say Horry County, because if you call it Horry County, because it's Horry, if you say Horry County, locals get offended because it's Horry County. But anyway, so we get on the phone, and she says, yeah, I got this house. It's empty right now. We were just getting ready to rent it out because we couldn't find anybody that needed it. So we were getting ready to put it up for rent or whatever. And we really don't want to. We would prefer, it to be some friends or whatever. So I'm like, okay, bet. Now, mind you, this is July, about the first part of August, I think. And I'm supposed to be out of this other house by September, but I really didn't have any money to go all the way to South Carolina. So I'm like, I need to hustle up and get some money to pay up the rent and utilities and be able to drive down there and all those kind of things, right? So I told the landlord, I'm like, you know what? I said, I want to come, but I need till October the 1st. And they agreed. So I'm like, this must be a sign for me. It must be a sign for me to go ahead and do it. And so from that point forward, I worked a couple of weeks, and I sent them enough rent to pay for 3 months. So I was paid from October to December. I didn't have to pay anything until January. And I figured that'll give me a little cushion to get down here and apply for some jobs and work as a caregiver and what have you, and make things work that way. So I did that, but in the meantime, I also needed money, to kind of put in my pocket, money, for gas, make sure I'm able to, get the utilities on and different things of that nature. Let me tell you something. What I did was so crazy, and people kept saying, "Man, you brave, you brave." No, I mean, and maybe I was. So what I did is I took, I worked a little bit, and I had some money saved up, and some friends gave me a little going away gathering, and I got a little money from that, but I was ill prepared. I was ill prepared. But again, I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna step out on faith. This is what I'm gonna do. So I had a SUV. The stuff that I couldn't put in the SUV, I got rid of it because, again, I was renting a room, so I didn't have a whole lot. I had a bedroom set and my clothes. I had some kitchen stuff from, my house that I had downsized from my house already, and so I had some kitchen stuff, some bathroom stuff, some clothes, my bedroom set. So what I did is I got rid of the bed and all that stuff, and everything else I put in the back of my truck. And 5 o'clock that morning that I was supposed to leave and come here, I hit the road. Mind you, I had never, ever, ever, ever driven the highway that long in my life. I had never been to South Carolina driving. I came like a couple months earlier, but I was in like the Columbia area. I just visited a friend. I just thought South Carolina was such a beautiful place, but my friend wasn't near the beach. So near the beach is where I wanted to be. On the beach is where I wanted to be. So I've been here 3 years. I've said that a couple times, probably in my other videos. But I'm saying that because right now I'm still living in Conway. If you see my video, I showed you. I did a video in Conway. I was in, the house that was I was so fortunate to be blessed with. I did a video out there and just talked about my goals and refocusing, because I got here and I got myself in a situation because, again, I didn't have money saved up, so I was trying to find work and I didn't find it right away. So I did some other things that I shouldn't have done, just paying bills, using credit cards and different things of that nature. So I got caught up in the situation. By the time I got a job, the jobs here, they suck. They, to put it mildly, South Carolina is a poor state. They're not trying to get, they're not trying to help you get rich. They're not trying to help you get ahead. And being rich ain't, that's not where I'm going. But they're not trying to help you get ahead here. It's like, hey, a lot of people here are working 2 and 3 jobs. But anyway, I'm still in Conway. And I keep, I always say I'm going to come to the beach, But I always end up finding myself hustling, trying to get to the beach. It's difficult because I got to work, so I find myself going to work. I'm not going to go today, I got to work. I'm not going to I'll go tomorrow, I'll go on Saturday. But, these bills are rolling in and I need the income, so I'm always out here trying to get the bag, But so today I was like, after I got out of my meeting for worship, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do a little hustle. So just a little side note, I do things like Spark, which is delivery from Walmart, and I do like Instacart DoorDash. So those little hustles. I have a little note. I have a notary business that I'm trying to get off the ground. So when I got out of my meeting today, I was like, well, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna do some. I got some bills I need to come up with some money real quick and pay those up. Pay those couple of bills or whatever. And then I stopped and I thought. I said, today it's a beautiful day. And we probably won't get too many more days like this in South Carolina. I think it's somewhere around 73, 74 degrees. And it's the middle of October, almost the end of October. And, I haven't been to the beach very much this year. I spent a lot of time, I spent about almost 4 months back home in Detroit visiting with family and doing some things up there. So when I got back here, I hit the ground working, and so since I've been back, I've only been here a couple of times to the beach. And, it's the rat race. It's like, okay, you came here to enjoy the beach, but you don't get to enjoy the beach. So, my mind is saying, you know what? You don't have to, you have to take some time out. You have to do some self-care. And so the ocean for me is self-care. Just taking that time out to really be one with the ocean. It's like you can't always be uptight. I know things is tight for a lot of people, things is tight for a lot of people. People struggling, but if you don't take time out and just relax, bills are always gonna come. There's gonna always be responsibility, but you gotta take some time out for yourself and just kind of regroup, re-energize, refocus, meditate. And so that's what I want to do. That's what I came to do today. When I was going home, I'm like, I'm changing my clothes because I'm ready to go out and do some deliveries and see, if I can make a little change these next 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever. And something said, today is a beautiful day. What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, so I'm sitting here like, go to the beach, Shelly. And I'm telling you, I almost talked myself out of here. I'm thinking in my mind, well, this is due on this day, and this is due on that day. And I'm talking myself out of going to the beach. How many times do we talk ourselves out of doing what we really want to do? Do we make excuses I'm not even going to say excuses, but you give the reasons. Because of legitimate reasons, I have things to do coming up. And it's a legitimate reason for wanting to go out to work. But how many times do we talk ourselves out of doing things that we really want to do? I probably talk myself out of moving. I probably would talk myself out of moving to South Carolina when it became December 2022. But when I got pushed in this corner in July of 2021, something said, just do it now. Just do it. Just go. Go. And I'm telling you, and even in driving down that highway, I was like, what are you doing? Where are you going? You ain't never been here before. What's happening here? What's happening? It was like an out of body experience. And we do that to ourselves. We talk ourselves out of stuff. What are you doing? What do you mean? This is not going to work. It's not, you crazy. People going to think you're crazy. I mean, are you for real? You can't do that. So we talk ourselves out of what we really want to do. So I'm here and I'm like, okay, This is where I want to be. But now it's like, okay, now like I said, I'm in Conway, so I gotta drive, 15 miles or so to the beach. So, and that's not bad. But when I originally started with my South Carolina goal, it was like, hey, I want to be on the beach. I want a condo on the beach. And so now I said that to somebody probably maybe it's been some months. I said that to somebody, and I guess they shared that with somebody else. And one person walked up to me, and I don't think they meant any harm, but it was crazy. They were like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm just having a conversation with them. And they were like, yeah, I hear you want to move to the beach. Is that just like a pipe dream or something? And it threw me back because, like, pipe dream, it threw me. So I'm like, okay, people not going to think I'm serious. So why tell people what I want to do? But if I keep that to myself, like I was keeping the fact to myself that I wanted to move here because I wasn't convinced myself. So now I'm like, you know what? I still want that condo on the beach. That's still attainable for me. So yeah, I'm going to speak it. And when I speak it, I'll do it. I'll start taking the actions to do it. So I'm on like the Realtor.com website, and I put in all my qualifications, and I'm like, I set it so every time a condo that fits my description comes up within my price range that I'll be looking to spend when I'm ready, every time one comes up, I take a look at it. People say, do a vision board. That's my vision board. So every time it comes up, a condo comes up that fits my specification, I open it up and I look at it and I look through the picture and I look at the views and I'm like, that's going to be me. That's going to be me. And that's going to be me soon. I'm giving myself to the end of 2025 to get my act together. Right now we're in October of 2024. So maybe 14 months or so. And sometimes when we put time restraints on ourselves, it gives us a little anxiety, but it also gives us inspiration. So here I am. I'm standing in Surfside Beach. There's a pier behind me, the Surfside Pier. It suffered with the hurricane a couple years ago, but they built it back better and stronger. Surfside is a very quiet part of the ocean. You do get vacationers here. It's not like the Myrtle Beach crowd down near where all the hotels are. You've got some hotels and condos and different things, but this is where I want to be. So what am I going to do to get here? I've got to make a plan. I've got to motivate myself. I've got to speak this into reality, and then I got to act upon it. So if you have something in your life that that you've wanted to do, I don't care what it is. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything like making a major move. Maybe it's starting a business. Maybe it's starting a family. Maybe it is moving to another state or another country. Whatever it is that you want to do, and you've been talking yourself out of, because you've been talking yourself out of it if it's not done now. You've been given reasons. I'm not going to call them excuses, and you've been given reasons. So you've been talking yourself out of things. Whatever it is. Wait till a better time. It's not a good time right now. I'm going to wait till the time is right. I'm going to wait till I save up money. I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to wait for that. Well, you're talking yourself out of your dreams, and by the time you know it, you're like me. You're 50, plus years old, like I'm 55, almost 56. And granted, in my younger years, I had 2 children. I was working, trying to maintain and provide for them, and that was the reason that I didn't do all the things that I said I was going to do. But now I find myself 55, almost 56, and talking myself out of things when I should be talking myself into them. I should be encouraging myself to do these things because nothing's really in my way. Nothing's stopping me. It's just a matter of putting a plan together. So that's, I know this video is a little bit long, but I'm sitting out here on the ocean and I'm meditating, and it's kind of like journaling here, doing this video and sharing it with you guys. So if you listen to it long enough and something sparked you or inspired you, it's great. But I put this information out here, and maybe I'll go back and look at it one day, and I'll be watching it from my balcony overlooking the ocean in Surfside Beach, and I'll congratulate myself, and I'll celebrate, and I'll be like, yeah, you know what? On to the next thing, and keep moving, keep doing, Don't talk yourself out of the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, whatever it is. So that's my message. Don't talk yourself out of it. Whatever it is you want to do it. Don't listen to that inner voice telling you what you can't do. Speak it out loud. Make it real. And, just, so if you like this video, if you found something interesting about it, I'm going to be sharing more of my journey. I have big plans to, really put together a plan to get my beach condo. I'm going to share some journeys, more of my journey about that. I'm going to share financial journey. I'm going to share health journeys. Everything we need to know in our 50s as Gen Xers. I'm going to share that, and I want you guys to share with me too, because we're a group of people, a society of people that's all going through some similar things, and we're sitting back going, how do we get support? How do we become encouraged? And where do we find that community? Well, I want to build that community. So please subscribe to my channel, share my channel with others, share your story with me, comment, tell me what it is you're doing to or what it is you want to do, or even if you're doing it, how did you stop talking yourself out of your goals? What did you do to take? What kind of action did you start taking? So that's what I want to do. So if you get time, comment. I love to hear your comments. I love to get to know you. I love to build this community together. So thank you so much for stepping on with me this long. I'm going to go stick my feet in the water some more. Again, it's a beautiful day. Peace out. Breaking out of my shell. Shelly Shell. Talk to you later.